Russian figure skater Kamila Valieva continues to skate under a cloud of uncertainty at the Winter Olympics after she tested positive for a banned substance. Many are calling and crying foul, saying there's a double standard for her punishment, especially when you compare it with that of track star Sha'Carri Richardson during the Summer Games last year. Brandon Lewis verifies some of the circumstances that both of those athletes faced.
Kamila Valieva returned to the ice to compete in the women's short program in figure skating. The Russian Olympian was cleared by the Court of Arbitration for Sport to compete after she tested positive for a banned substance back in December. Soon after the court's decision, American sprinter Sha'Carri Richardson suggested on Twitter there was a double standard because she was forced to miss the Tokyo Games after she tested positive for THC. Richardson said she smoked marijuana to cope with her mother's death. Richardson then told her 500,000 followers that the only difference I see is that I'm a black young lady. So let's verify. Are Richardson's and Valieva's circumstances the same? Our sources are the Court of Arbitration for Sport, the International Olympic Committee, the World Anti-Doping Agency, the Russian Anti-Doping Agency, USA Track and Field, the International Skating Union, and sports attorney Howard Jacobs, who specializes in anti-doping cases. Jacobs explains Richardson's case is very straightforward and by the book. She tested positive, and less than 2 weeks later, U.S. anti-doping officials reported the results and imposed a 30-day suspension, which meant Richardson would miss the Olympics. Richardson also did not file any appeals and instead agreed to the suspension.
And that's how it's supposed to happen during, an Olympic trials or competition that is pre-Olympics. And if you contrast that to what happened in the Valieva case, the contrast is pretty stark.
Valieva's sample was collected in December, but it took 6 weeks for the results to come back, and the Olympics were already underway. The Russian anti-doping agency then suspended her, but unlike Richardson, Valieva appealed to RUSADA, and the agency agreed to let her compete. The World Anti-Doping Agency, the IOC, and the International Skating Union appealed that decision to the Court of Arbitration for Sport, which decided to uphold the decision to allow Valieva to compete. This also highlights another difference with Richardson. The IOC and WADA only stepped into Valieva's case after they disagreed with RUSADA's decision.
Pretty unusual for a provisional suspension to be set aside by any agency, but to have it all happen in the middle of the Olympics, I don't think it's ever happened.
So it's false that Richardson's and Valieva's circumstances are the same. Valieva will continue competing at the Olympics, although it's possible she will be suspended later on, and the IOC could retroactively invalidate any medal she's won. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
And if there's something you'd like us to verify, you can always email verify@12newsnow.com, or we'll accept direct messages on Facebook and Twitter.